Prince William, it is now Kate Middleton's destiny to become Queen. When that day comes, she will be the 6th Queen with the name of Catherine. So, how did the previous 5 fare? Here's a clue. 3 of them were wives of Henry VIII. Our reporter Liz Wickham met the renowned royal author Philippa Gregory to take a closer look at the checkered history of the Catherines.
Radiant, dignified, beautiful, and if you squint a bit, you could almost imagine a coronet on her head. But when one day plain Kate Middleton becomes Queen Catherine, she'll by no means be the first. What can she learn from her predecessors? Well, avoid being beheaded, divorced, neglected for a gaggle of mistresses, or accused of adultery would be a good start. The original was Catherine de Valois of France, who outlived Henry V and died never knowing she'd bred the first Tudors.
They were married, she conceived a son almost straight away, but Henry V died before his son grew to manhood. So after the death of her husband, she fell in love with a gentleman of her wardrobe, who happened to be called Owen Tudor. They had children in secret. One of them was called Edmund Tudor, and he became the father to Henry Tudor, the first Tudor king.
3 Queen Catherines were wives of Henry VIII and lived precariously here at Hampton Court, a perfect wedding venue. Now here's a fabulous wedding idea that they've certainly missed out on. This fountain, at the flick of a tap, runs with wine, red or white, and it has done since the time of Henry VIII. Chocolate fountain, forget it. Catherine of Aragon got dumped for Anne Boleyn when she failed to produce an heir.
She was the widow of his brother, Prince Arthur, and I believe he had been in love with her for some time. And they remained in love, I think, for about 10 years or so. But Catherine couldn't give him a son and heir, which she had to have. And also, he fell in love with Anne Boleyn.
The next Catherine was Howard, who lost her head after only 17 months of marriage.
She might have been as young as 15 when she married Henry, and he was then pushing 50, very fat, very tyrannical. And she reigned very, very briefly because pretty soon she was accused of adultery. She didn't know better, she confessed, and so they beheaded her.
Henry's last Catherine was Parr. She outlived him, but then given her age, she would.
She didn't want to marry him. She was in love with someone else, and she'd already been married and widowed twice. But he proposed to her, and you couldn't refuse Henry VIII.
Here's a wedding gift idea for Wills, a canal. Charles II gave this one to his Catherine of Braganza.
She was very unpopular because it was a very Protestant country and she was a staunchly Catholic princess. She didn't have children, so again the succession was called into question. And although he was notorious for his lovers, he had Nell Gwyn and Barbara Castlemaine and probably hundreds of other women mistresses, he was always very loyal to her.
So, Miss Middleton, what can history teach you?
I think the secret to being a successful Catherine is to have a son and heir almost at once and then don't take a lover. So my advice to Kate Middleton is have a boy as quickly as you can and behave yourself.
You heard it here first. Liz Wickham, London Tonight.